intuitive abilities through another method, through dreams. And I can recall very little of my dreams, so how can I record most of my dreams instead of using my intuition when I'm, doing readings for people and stuff like that?
All right. First off, I would say when it comes to dreams, let me. I'm going to offer an absolutely incredible concept for every listener. If soul wants to communicate with physical form, it communicates from its energetic self to the right brain of the human. Now, look, I'm not attempting to separate into parts the human. I just like for everyone to understand how this dynamic works, because it's important if you're going to absolutely use it. When the soul wants to communicate to physical form, what it does is it first links and connects to and communicates to the right brain. Right brain has its focus on creative energy, higher focus, higher principles, divine nature. And then what happens is the right brain shifts it or sends it or communicates it over to left brain. Left brain's purpose is so that we as physical form can operate in physical reality. Not that we're locked into it, that we are connected to it. We are connected to the higher ideal or divine nature, and we are connected to lower. Right brain doesn't function well in physical reality, but left brain does. So what the soul does, again, is it communicates to right brain. Right brain says, hey, left brain, what are you up to? Watch out for the telephone pole, 200 yards ahead of you, 300 feet.
On the left.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the logic goes, okay, I see it. That happens instantaneously. Now, when it comes to dreams, my friend, we dream in right brain functionality. And because it is right-brained, it may not be registered in left brain immediately upon awakening. The solution for that is actually very simple. When your alarm goes off in the morning, don't jump straight out of bed just because the alarm goes off. In fact, my suggestion to you would be is set your alarm, say half an hour earlier, 15 minutes earlier, and then when it goes off, instead of jumping up, lay there and observe, just simply observe what's going on in your head. And what you'll get is nonsensical bits and pieces. Okay, what you're relating to or picking up on is dreams you had in right brain states of consciousness, which is where dreams take place. And the dreams are attempting to communicate to left brain, but because you are asleep, not lucid, it's difficult to take those pieces and place them together. And when you do, more times than not, they don't make sense. All right. Now, when it comes to dreams, here's the idea about dreams. By the way, if you were to call me and say, I would like an appointment for a reading, and we set a date, and then the day before, I can promise you, I'm going to have dreams about you, and they're going to make absolutely no sense to me. I'm going to see things. They're going to be flashes and glimmers. And I'm going to be attempting to understand the relationship of what I'm seeing and sensing. And when I get up in the morning, I can tell you what, they won't be there. But when you call me, all of a sudden I get this download that says, here he is. And I go, whoa, now it makes sense. So you can dream. You can use dreams.
Have the body.
Pardon?
Casey used to say, I have the body.
Yes.
The person he was examining in front of him, he would state that I have the body. So.
Right. And I know, I kind of know when I'm asleep who it is, but and my point is when I wake up, I don't know who it was until the connection is made with the phone call. And here's the point. I don't need to register it in my logical mind because it's in my mind if I'm operating in the whole brain, which goes back to what Chad was asking before, right brain, left brain, middle brain, front brain, back brain. Who's got the brain? Nobody. My message to you, my friend, is don't strain to remember, relax to recall. let's do something funny here for a second, maybe, or at least to myself as humorous. Remember, what is that? Our body is made up of members. So when we remember, that's kind of like going back in time and picking up the body parts we left along the way so we can remember our body. No. That requires too much mentality, too much logic, too much left brain stuff to allow the operation of the truest sense of intuition. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So set your alarm earlier, 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever, and before you get out of bed, just allow whatever occurred through the night. Don't ask any questions. Don't analyze. You know what? When I first wake up in the morning, it's like I don't even want to think. It's like just, whoa, that's pretty neat. What's that? Whoa, what's the rainbow? And I just allow it to float through my mind. And there's no attempting to figure it out. Once we start analyzing a dream, you've already lost it. Why? Because you're attempting to analyze it as opposed to allowing it to be simply what it is. Right brain metaphorical messages that if they make sense, obviously they pertain to you. If they don't make sense, then that immediately means it belongs to some other human, which you may not have encountered yet. Don't attempt to hold on to it. Why? Because when that human and you encounter, it will show you that dream one more time.
Okay. My other question was, a lot of times right before I go to sleep, I always see these colors. Like, I want to say and this is where I have the lights off and everything. I was wondering, I have them in my dream notebook, and I've been seeing them a lot lately, like kind of like purple and kind of indigo colors.
Good.
And so I was wondering, from your expectation, what could that be?
Purple is the color of well, you could say attainment, spirituality, pure spirituality, mastership, if you will. Indigo is the color of spiritual understanding. So one of the things that we don't realize in the logical mind is when we see colors, what does that mean? What you're actually seeing when you see colors is vibration. Everything has vibration. You do, I do, life does, colors do. So when you're seeing colors, and I would say kudos for you, when you're seeing colors, you're actually seeing a message that's being delivered to you from Spirit that's saying you are approaching your goal and you are much closer than, and hear my wording here, than you may think. So what it does is it translates the colors to you to get you to see the vibration that you are actually feeling and or experiencing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because a lot of times when I see those colors, I feel relaxed.
Yes, well, obviously, because of the suggestion that was given you. They are the highest color shades of purple, blue, any of those. They are the highest vibrational ideas that individuals can see. And, of course, as you know, you're not seeing them necessarily with your naked eye, but what you're seeing them with is the combination of your mind and your eye creating the idea or notion, if you will, of the third eye.
Yes.
Which means your intuitive sense is actually awakening. So you are achieving your education.
Alrighty. And one more question, I'll let you go. It seems like I tend to understand more about intuition, psychic abilities, and mediumship in that aspect than I do the logical stuff in like the math and stuff, like math subjects, and other people are really good at it. Is there a particular reason why? Because I might use that side of the brain more than I'm using the logic?
I would tend to say focus on using more whole brain, because ultimately, if you were totally right-brained, how would you communicate? It would be very difficult. It would be difficult at best.
Yeah.
So you have to use whole brain, like Chad was suggesting earlier, than it is opposed to attempting to operate solely from, pardon my pun, solely from right brain or left brain. One of the difficulties when talking about this with people is they start saying, all right, what side of my brain am I operating from? Forget it!
Yeah.
Allow what's there to be there. Don't get all caught up in which side of this and what's right, what's wrong.